Hello everybody, Daniel here, welcome back to Showdown Sunday, competitive Pokemon battling, supposedly each week. Sometimes I get sick though, and my voice is completely shot, and that's why there was absolutely nothing last week. It was meant to be there, and I was meant to be showcasing this team then, but alas, it wasn't to be, but we have it now, so it's okay. So I'm going to be playing a bit of catch up with the teams, because I've got quite a few backlog now. So I suppose that's a good thing. I have lots of teams to demonstrate. So let's start with this one here. This is a offensive team that I came up with a while back, and the idea is that it relies quite heavily on U-turn and Volt Switch support. There's 3 U-turns and Volt Switches on this in the form of Landorus, Jolteon and Greninja. And I kind of varied up some of the traditional sets that people might use. Just so this is kind of slightly anti-metagame. It's not what people would expect, definitely. So it's kind of what I'm going for. And right off the bat, first thing you're probably going to notice is this Mega Absol here. I really like Mega Absol. He's not used a lot, but I am a huge fan of him. As soon as you get a Sword Stance up, Priority Sucker Punch, well, not Priority, but Sucker Punch, it's incredibly strong. I've gone complete attack in this thing, Max Adamant. I've given Play Rough and Mega Horn as coverage. I used to use Superpower here, but then I have to run Psycho Cut with that just so I had the Psychic type coverage. And, well, for fighting types, and I think just Play Rough and Mega Horn, it just works ever so slightly better on this thing. It's a complete powerhouse, it does a lot of damage. And I'm actually using a Choice Band at Landorus here as well. And again, this one's kind of anti-meta. People just don't really expect this anymore. I think this was used a bit when Black and White 2 were released, and we were kind of understanding that metagame. But it's kind of just fallen out. Like, a lot of people just don't run this set anymore. It packs a lot of power. This thing can kill just a lot of things, surprisingly. And some people may just think that they're safe when they see this thing come in. It'll kill them. It's also got knockoff as well, which is kind of just a utility move here. It's very handy to have. I'm a huge fan of this Landorus here. I really do like it. It's also the closest thing to a defensive Pokemon I've got on this team, because this is a really offensive team, as you're probably seeing. Next we got a Jolteon here, and I'm using my standard Yawn set again. Yawn Jolteon should be a thing. It really should. It forces them to essentially keep switching, and you essentially get a setup at some point. I think it's a brilliant Pokemon that actually, well, move to have on Jolteon, because he doesn't have that many moves that you actually want to use. Like, even here, I'm using Volt Switch and T-Bolt as is. Most people don't take both of those together, but I do. And paired with the Yawn, I just think this thing is absolutely fantastic. It's also got my electric type resist, as of course, because it's a Jolteon. It's just kind of nice to have in case there's a couple of Volt Switchers running amok on their side of the field. Next we got a Ferrothorn here, and this is actually the Sword Stance set that I use in my anti-meta team for 5th gen. And again, this thing just catches people really off guard. We got Sword Stance, Power Whip, Gyro Ball, and Knockoff. Again, Knockoff is really handy because it's been upped in power now. And this Ferrothorn just takes out a lot of things. I've invested the EVs just so it's got a reasonable amount of bulk, specializing in special defense over defense. The reason being is I have Landorus T, and that's going to take any physical hits. So I just want this for specialty. But yeah, this thing is really strong as soon as it gets up a Sword Stance. And again, just catches people completely off guard. Next we got a pretty standard looking Greninja here. It's just a Protein Choice Scarf. Nothing too special there. And finally, we've actually got an Heatran on a balloon, as Flame and Spade might say. And it's pretty freaking good, even in this generation. It catches a lot of things off guard again. And a Sunny Day Fire Blast on this thing. It's modest nature. It just destroys things. It really does. All of the names you see, by the way, are from artistic blades on the internet. I'll let you figure that one out. But I watched it recently. And so yeah, this is a offensively based team that I've had a lot of fun with over the past few weeks. So let's dive right into our first match. Okay, and what are we up against this time? Well, the Mega is definitely the Venusaur, considering Gangarite's no longer a thing here. So this gives me a very Sun Team almost vibe, this team. I know it's a Mega Venusaur, and it's clearly not a Sun Team, but I don't know, it just reminds me of one. I don't know what that is. So that's probably just a standard Talonflame set. Probably an Assault Fist Conkeldurr, just considering not a lot of bulk on his team in general. That Gengar, they generally run Sash these days. Not too sure about the Hydreigon. The Rotom, I'm going to just guess, considering the other members, is probably just a standard kind of Willow variety. And that's definitely a Mega Venusaur. And this brings up one of the crucial flaws with this team, and why I probably should have considered keeping Psycho Cut on my Mega Absol. I can't deal with Mega Venusaurs all that well. The only thing I've really got is my Heatran, but that gets Tick Fat in it as soon as it Mega Evolves, so those are genuinely quite problematic, so I'm going to have to try and work around that. I've got no idea what he wants to lead with. So with that in mind, I'm probably just going to lead... Yeah, I guess I could just lead with my Greninja and I can just kind of go for a pretty standard U-turn right off the bat. Actually, not if he leads with the Congeldar. Dear God, because that might have the Mach Punch, and we're going to find out what kind of set this is. My guess is just if he was smart in predicting my switch, and if he was a bulk up set or some variety, he would go for the bulk up right off the bat and not just a kind of obvious Mach Punch. So with that in mind, I am just going to go straight into my Landorus, lower the attack, and then we can fire off some Earthquakes on this guy and hopefully wear him down. And he is actually just going to go for the Mach Punch here. So my prediction here is that he's running an Assault Vest. It's what you generally see with the Congeldars with these days. And I think I'm going to just make a pretty obvious play because he might have the Ice Punch and he's kind of going to be banking on it. I can take an Ice Punch reasonably well, maybe not too great, but I'm just going to go straight for a kind of standard Earthquake. And sure enough, he is going to stay in, which does reveal that he does with the Ice Punch. And I did not take that as well as I remember, dear God, and it's actually a leftovers Congeldar. Okay, well that's slightly problematic and quite bad there. Because we are going to have to try and deal with this thing now. Well, I guess with a Jolteon, even if we go in, we could just kind of go for a Volt Switch here. And that should be enough just to take it out. Although, actually I don't want to go for the Volt Switch just yet. I'll go for the T-Ball and I'll try and maintain some Switch advantage. And this is when he's actually going to go into his Venusaur right here. And we actually get a very nice crit off him. That's actually quite handy, all things considered. Now this is definitely the Mega. We do know that just from his team composition. And if there was anything I was to put to sleep, I think it would be this thing that I would appreciate it on the most. This could be a Grosh variety Venusaur for all I know right now. So I'm just going to go straight for that yawn there because this is the biggest threat on this team as far as I'm concerned. Nothing else really matters. I have a counter that I can deal with pretty much everything else. So I have to kind of go for the yawn. It sucks a bit that we've already lost Landorus, by the way, just because of his Talonflame. And I guess his Conkeldar, although we've damaged his Conkeldar quite badly now. We just have to be careful whatever we send out to deal with it. Possibly we can get a Greninja up after a Protein Switch of some kind. We'll get something that's beneficial against the thing. For now, let's just go for Yawn and get rid of this Venusaur, get it out of the way. He's clearly thinking about what he actually wants to do right now. Probably not predicting the Yawn and the Jolteon because people don't do that. Sure enough, he is going to Mega Evolve. I'm just going to go straight for that. He's going to go for his own Sleep Powder. So I'm okay with that, really. So he can't really do anything to me. He's most likely going to switch. Now I am asleep here, and the best switch for him, just considering I was injured already, it's probably the Conkeldar, because actually, yeah, we're gonna have a real trouble dealing with this Conkeldar now. Just because Jolteon would have been the best thing to take on, because it's pretty much the only thing in my team that now resists the Mach Punch. So what am I going to want to do? I could go into my Ferrotoin here, but there's a strong possibility it has the Hidden Power Fire, which I just wouldn't appreciate that much. I'm gonna go to my Absol. I do have a Mega Horn here, so I might be able to do a nice bit of damage. It's actually gonna reveal that he has Synthesis here, so he's just gonna fall asleep here. So this actually gives me a good opportunity. Now I'm very tempted to go for the Sword Stance and then just kind of completely unload on the Conkeldar, but the problem is he's still got the Mach Punch. So I'm almost forced. I have to go for the Play Rough here as my option, just in case he switches into that. Like the Mega Horn, he'll probably just resist. And this will actually hit a lot of things in his team quite well. Okay, I guess he could just stay in and not make much sense. Okay, well, if he's going to be going down this route, I suppose I should Sword Stance this turn, hope that he doesn't wake up. Okay. And now we're going to go for the Mega Horn, and let's see how much damage we can get off. That's a lot, and he is still asleep, so we are in a very, very strong position right now. So let's go for another Mega Horn. We've now successfully taken out the biggest threat on his team, so that's absolutely fantastic there. And the switch he's probably going to want to make is either the Talonflame or the Conkeldar for priority. My guess is the Conkeldar, just because he's got Mach Punch. Nothing on my team is going to take that nicely, and it's going to be genuinely a bit of a hassle to deal with, because I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do against this. I suppose if he does switch directly into Conkeldar, I have to go to Ferrotoin just to try and get some Iron Barbs damage off of him. But then he's going to go for a Drain Punch, and oh god, then I'm not going to be in a great situation, am I? Oh god, I really don't know how I'm supposed to best take out this thing. Now he's going to go straight into his Talonflame. Well, I suppose he does have the Brave Bird, and Sucker Punch probably won't work against that. It has priority +1, but I'm always so iffy about priority in this. Okay, well, let's see. Okay, so he's got this. Honestly, I could probably switch in my Heatran and actually set up the sun here. Because if I switch in my Heatran first, he's not going to be able to do anything. I doubt he's going to go for the U-turn because I have Sucker Punch in this thing. It's too ballsy a play, really. So, yeah, I'm just going to go straight for the Heatran here. And we're going to hopefully be able to set up some sun. Now, sure enough, he is going to get crit in this Braper, but it really doesn't matter all that much. So that's fine now. I'm not too bothered by that. He just kind of stacked up some recoil. So he really can't do anything to us this round. So I'm just going to go straight for the Sunny Day. And he's actually going to go into his Rotom Wash here. So this is perfect because this Heatran has Solar Beam. And max special attack, modest, unless it's a specially defensive Rotom, we should be able to one-hit KO this thing. I've had a lot of success with this against Rotom, so I am hoping that I can just take this out. He probably didn't expect the Sunny Day, which is why he switched straight into the Rotom. He might just reconsider it now, because it's so apparent that I have Solar Beam on this thing. I mean, he used Sunny Day, why wouldn't I? So he's really got a lot that he has to kind of anticipate at the moment. If I was him, the best play that I would do is probably the Hydreigon, because he would resist anything I could hit him with that way, and he's actually just going to stay in. And oh god, it is a specially defensive Rotom. And that doesn't matter as much as it looks, because the sun is up and Heatran is still naturally quite specially defensive. So that's really not a problem. We're just going to go for another Solar Beam and take out the Rotom, so that is fine. And we kind of just dealt with that. It does look bad that he missed the Hydro Pump. Really, probably didn't matter all that much. Just because Heatran is naturally a monster. And let's see, so definitely now he should switch into Conkeldurr. I mean, a Mach Punch to this thing, like, you can pretty much almost sweep my entire team so long as you start going for the Mach Punches. I really don't see him any reason for him to do anything else. He can if he wants. I'm not going to complain if he does, but I don't know. I've been trying to think about what my opponents are now predicting along with myself. Just like two different guessing games that are going on. I've been playing Pokemon a lot more in college because we actually have like kind of a sub-society set up. Which, oh yeah, actually, this is interesting because apparently I'm going to be representing Trinity for any inter-college stuff that we have going in future. From our sub-Pokemon society, we kind of just decided it's like, yeah, we'll all be the face of Trinity. That's just something cool I just remember there. But anyway, he's going to go into his Gengar here. The Focus Blast is painfully obvious. Like, really, so I could bank on it missing. But I should probably just sack my Jolteon. My Jolteon's asleep anyway. I'm not going to really have a chance to get it to wake up. Sure enough, he did actually miss the Focus Blast there. So I guess I can kind of stay in and maybe wake up. This Jolteon's not going to be doing much anyway, so I might as well just go for it. It's not too bad if he does take it out. I do realize I am losing a bit of sun, but it's not so beneficial against most of the things now, so... Oh, we're actually going to get a little bit of recall off him as well, so that's nice as well. Well, okay, well, if we wake up this turn, we can Shadow Ball him, and sure enough, we're not. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, this gives us a perfect switch into our Absol. And the question here is, if I go for the Sucker Punch, I instantly kill him. That's fine. Do I want to predict the Conkeldurr switch or the Talonflame switch instead, and just kind of go for the Mega Horn? And I'm not too sure. I can't really tell how this guy's been playing so far. He's just kind of been, well, I don't know, he's just been doing his own style, whatever it is. He doesn't seem to be reacting too much to whatever I'm doing. But at the same time, he kind of half is. I am going to have to make the kind of ballsier play though. If I want to win this match, then I am going to have to start going for things like this. And sure enough, he does actually go for the Talonflame here, so that's just a nice little bit of damage off in it. That helps, like, just in the long run, so I'm not going to complain too much about that. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into my Ferrothorn, and hopefully he goes for the Brave Bird. He's probably going to have to go for it because he knows the Sucker Punch will do like an awful lot of damage to him. So I'm just going to go to there and hopefully get some more recoil off on this Talonflame. And following that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch into the Heatran as he kind of goes for the Flare Blitz, and that'll give me another opportunity to just kind of set up my Sun once again. And oh my god, he's actually going to do quite a significant chunk of damage there, dear god. Okay, but he knows that he can't kill me with another Brave Bird though, So his best play is, of course, to go for the Flare Blitz. What else would he do? So predicting that, we'll go into our heat round, we'll get the Flash Fire boost. And now the question is, do I want to set up Sun as well? Because Sun, as well as the Flash Fire, could just potentially be overkill. The smart thing for him to do here, just because he can't do anything with his Talonflame, is again to switch out to something. So I'm really hoping for this Conkeldurr switch at some point, because it's such a huge threat right now. And he's actually not going to switch as well, which is really frustrating. But we are going to take out the Talonflame, I guess, so that's something, a slightly less priority. Now he's finally going into the Conkeldurr. So now we have a massive problem, because I've got nothing to deal with this thing. As you can see, Mach Punch to all of these things, if he just keeps going for it, is quite literally going to kill me in every instance. Gonna have to be playing a bit on priority here, but okay. Right, well, Heatran isn't that useful now as is, but actually no, I'm not going to sack my Heatran just yet. Instead, I'm going to take this opportunity to get some more Iron Barb's recoil off on the man, and hopefully it doesn't actually go for the Drain Punch. And sure enough, that's actually perfect now, because now he's in a range where even if he goes for the Drain Punch, it's not actually beneficial. So that's great for us. Now, in the off chance that he does something random here, I'm going to go for the knockoff. And no, he just goes kind of straight for the Drain Punch. So that's fine, and he's now at quite low health. I don't know if the Sucker Punch is going to kill him, but all things considered, I have to go for it, because nothing else is going to live a Mach Punch. So I have to go for a Sucker Punch here, and hope to God that Mega Absol is just strong enough to do this. It's going to be a resisted hit, but we need a good 25% on it. I don't think this is going to work, guys. I really don't think this is going to work. No! Oh, so close. Oh, I should have believed in my Mega Absol more. Oh, this is sad. Now, we still got the Dark type in here, so Mach Punch is going to just murder us here. It's times like this you wish you had the physical Greninja, the much rarer variety. Let's just go for an Ice Beam. Oh, God. Oh my God, we lived that! Oh, okay, well, we have a really good chance right now, because this is a Choice Scarf Greninja, and we have Ice Beam to deal with Hydreigon, and we have Dark Pulse to deal with Gengar. We stand a really good chance right now. Oh no, actually, wait. Oh, so here's the problem. Wait, no, sorry, it's not a problem. What I need to do is I need to switch to Heatran. Hopefully he goes for the Shadow Ball here. Hopefully my Heatran lives a hit, and then I get some Life Orb recall, and then I'll be able to start going for some Ice Beams on him. I have to go for Ice Beam over Dark Pulse because the Hydreigon is left. So this is our only shot at this, guys. Oh God, okay, this is going to be like down to the wire. There's no point in going for Hydro Pump to resist it, we'll lose there. I have to go for Ice Beam. This might just work. This might just take him out. I'm really hoping it does. I'm hoping that he gets... Yes, okay, this is exactly what I was hoping. He's predicting the Dark Pulse or something, but I'm just going to go straight for the Ice Beam, which means I'm going to be able to take this thing out with the Ice Beam, and when he goes back into Gengar and I hit it with the Ice Beam, because I have the Choice Scarf and I am faster, it means that he might just kill himself with his own Life Orb recall if we do not kill him with the Greninja. So we are either going to get a win here, or an unbelievably close draw. Oh my God, the only way this can possibly go wrong is if that was a Choice Scarf Gengar of some kind, but it's not, because we know it's Life Orb. So we may have just successfully won this match by that one horrible misplay towards the end. He really shouldn't have switched in his Hydreigon like that just in one go, because as you can see here, it could have lived one hit. It was a really wrong play for him to do, but I had no other option. And oh my God, it has 10% health left. Come on, Life Orb recall. Yes! Oh, we actually did just get that. GG. Oh, it's really rare you have a draw these days, especially one that close. This guy had a lot of things in his team that I just can't really deal with. Mega Venusaur and Conkeldurr are very, difficult for this team to handle. Yep, it is a tie. But an unbelievably close one at that. Still GG all the same. Mega Venusaur and Conkeldurr, this team does not handle them all that well. Especially if Landorus has already died, but oh God. Oh, that was an unbelievably close finish. This is first tie. They happen occasionally, they're very rare. But oh, that was a really good match. Okay, let's move on to another game. Okay, and what have we got this time? He's actually running a Machamp in his team, which is just interesting to see, but at the same time, horribly, horribly annoying considering this Dynamic Punch is going to be here. And I don't have a Ghost type. I normally like to pack one. specifically for things like that, but we're going to have to make do with it here. It's also got a Trevenant, which is probably a standard Will-O-Wisp set. This thing, my Mega Absol should be able to completely shut down, just because of Magic Bounce, and that's grand. That's probably a Choice Scarf Greninja. That's definitely Mega Pinsir. Why wouldn't he have it if Pinsir's here? That's probably just a bulky. I'm going to get specially defensive just because he has Ferrothorn and Will-O-Wisp, so especially defensive Togekiss. And Garchomp's here because he's Garchomp. Who knows what he's doing? He's probably going to lead with the Machamp, just considering that it's pretty much the best thing that he can really lead with. So with that in mind, I am going to lead with my Landorus just to get the attack drop on him, and then I can just kind of go straight for the Earthquake. The only thing that he can switch to resist is Togekiss, but then again I might have Stone Edge, and this isn't your standard Landorus. So we've got the nice attack drop off here. He's probably just going to go straight for the Dynamic Punch. Even if he has Ice Punch, we can still get an Earthquake off here. I suppose this Landorus, like, its main purpose is to take out this thing here, because we do have Ice Beam on the Greninja to do it with the Garchomp, so I'm not too worried there. So I am just going to go straight for the Earthquake, and oh my god, we're going to kill that clean, okay. Again, people really don't expect this thing, but it's beautiful when it does work. So that's one thing already out of the way, and now we've got this Greninja. And any attacking move that it wants to go for, I know that my Ferrothorn can actually just live it fine here. I've got absolutely nothing to fear here. And sure enough, he's just going to go straight for the Ice Beam here. We're not going to take it that nicely, but we do learn that he has a Life Orb set, so that's good. Now we could just stay in and just try and get through us. Try and just exhaust us out with the Ice Beams, really. I do have Gyro Ball, I do have Sword Stance. If I want to predict the switch and be ballsy, I could go for the Sword Stance. Here, I'm just going to go straight for the Gyro Ball. There's a couple of other things that can hit his team quite nicely on, like especially the Togekiss and the Pinsir there. So I'm just going to go straight for that. And oh, okay, it's actually running Hidden Power of Fire. You don't see that often on the Greninjas. But that's interesting. Okay. I'm okay with that. Right, well, we do have our own Choice Scarf Greninja here, so we are faster than him. And just because this thing is here, I really... Oh, okay. Sorry, people are ambushing me in my home again. Just because we have the Choice Scarf and this Greninja is already a Fire type, I am just going to go for the safe Hydro Pump here. As best as it is for it is probably the Trevenant, but even then, he has to remember that I do have Dark Pulse. And that's a really ballsy play to make, mister, because you don't know about my Dark Pulse. You do not know one bit. Okay, well, I can't make the switch directly into Absol. The reason being is that he still has Will-O-Wisp, and that's going to be a problem no matter what I do. The nice thing is, though, I still have my Heatran, and if he goes for the Will, I'll get the Flash Fire. If he goes for the Leech Seed, it doesn't break my balloon. So, there's actually something really good play that I can make. He's actually going to go to his Togekiss here, though. Okay, probably not what I would have done. But alright, that's fine. So especially defensive Togekiss. I don't know what he was predicting there. He was clearly making a double predict. Maybe just even predicting the Dark Pulse. He didn't know I was choiced. Or actually, he was scouting for that. That would have been something smart for him to do. Okay, well this thing probably... Well, actually, it might not have Aura Sphere anymore. Just because of the Fairy type, and a lot of people are running a Dazzling Gleam and Air Slash on this. So I'm not too sure what he's going to want to run. So I am going to stay in and just chance a hit. We still do have Landorus Tyrion to deal with Garchomp, so I'm not too worried there. So we are going to set up the Sun here. And now a Fire Blast on this thing can cause a lot of damage. Even if the Garchomp switches into it, it should do a nice little chunk. He is just going to go straight for the Dazzling Gleam here, just to take out my balloon. And look at the amount of damage that did. That's a bulky-ass Togekiss. And we are just hitting it with a Fire Blast right now. It's like, that's pretty fantastic. Let's just go for another one of those. And he's actually just going to roost off here. Okay, right, so he's definitely in for the stall. We know that now. So now what I have to do is, I'm going to go for another Fire Blast. And after this, I'm going to predict him just to roost or something. And following that, I'll go into my Jolteon. And, oh, no, he's just going to play hacks. Okay, right. Let's try this one more time. Fire Blast. And... no, he's using the Haxie Togekiss. Okay, right, we have a problem here. Now I'm just going to have to make the direct switch out into my Jolteon here. I need to do as much damage as I can. The nice thing here is, the best play for him is to go straight into his Garchomp, predicting some kind of obvious electric move. I have Yawn. This is where Yawn shines. Because now he's going to have to just keep switching or something, do something like that. And... what? Why did you do that? Okay, this guy isn't making sensible plays now. It's slightly terrifying when people do that. I'm gonna have to go for a double yawn here in case he goes straight into his Garchomp. Sure enough, he is. So this works fine. And now predicting the switch to pretty much anything else. I can safely go for a Volt Switch. And okay, now he's going to take the chance to stay in and go for the Dragon Claw. Oh, okay. Alright, I'm being increasingly confused by this man. Increasingly confused. I'm not sure what's going on now, guys. It's slightly terrifying. Okay, well, let's see. Well, Ice Beam on Greninja is actually going to hit pretty much everything for a good amount of damage. Even his Greninja won't take it too kindly. And we know that it has Life Orb already, so yeah, I'm just going to go for some Ice Beam spam now. I've got no reason really not to go for it. We should be able to even two-shot the Togekiss, considering this is just max special attack. So let's just go for an Ice Beam and see what he wants to do. He may just even sack his thing right now. And he is just going to go straight to the Togekiss. And oh god, we only dealt 50% to it. Oh, that's slightly worrying. Let's go for another Ice Beam here. And he might just go straight for the Roost. So we're going to be playing off maximum damage. And that is disastrous there, dear god. Right, well, we just need to keep Ice Beaming this thing. Thankfully, his Garchomp is asleep right now, so we don't really have to worry about that. And the fact that we are now completely paralyzed. Oh, for God's sake, man! Oh. I hate it when people do that. They really do. Okay, right. Well, we're gonna have to start doing some of our more riskier plays. He's probably gonna go for another Air Slash first, I reckon. Just because he's gonna be that kind of guy, just to kill my Greninja. And sure enough, he is. We are going to live that. And now I know I'm faster than this damn thing. So I can just go straight for the Play Rough, and I should be able to take it out nicely. He might just go straight for the T-Wave and forget that this thing actually gets Magic Bounce. A lot of people do that, like, dear god, they do. But I'm gonna have to go straight for it at this turn. There's not much else I can do. Best play on his part would probably be to switch out to the Pinsir, but no, he's just gonna stay in and sack his Togekiss. That's fine with me. And now is actually a brilliant time to switch to his Mega Pinsir. And we are going to have to actually quite badly fear the quick attacks in that. Thankfully, we still do have our Landorus here. So we should be able to deal with it. That's suicide, I hope you realize, man. Okay. Right, well, okay, so the only thing that he can really do damage to me with is the Horn Leech. If he's going for that. And if he goes for that, he has to go for a physical attack. Anything else he goes for will be bounced back at him. So I can just safely go for a Sucker Punch here. And he went for the Willow. He forgot about Magic Bounce. And that's completely fine with me. Okay, so now we need to be slightly cautious, just in case he has the, whatchamacallit, the Horn Leech. Oh, actually, we do have Mega Horn here. I keep forgetting about that. So we can just kind of safely go for this here. Again, yeah, people forget that Absol gets Magic Bounce. It's a brilliant ability on this guy. Everyone keeps forgetting. Like, they really do. He's going to go straight into his Greninja here, so this works beautifully, because Mega Horn is just going to clean kill that thing. And now we've kind of turned around the game, and we actually have a slight advantage going on here. His Garchomp is asleep, his Trevenant is burned. Now he's going to go into his Mega Pinsir. And I kind of regret not having Stone Edge in this thing sometimes, I really do. But we are going to have to start going for attack drops, and see, I don't really know how I'm going to take out this Mega Pinsir yet. I haven't really thought it through yet. Oh, that's really bad. That is incredibly bad. Okay, oh, well, now we are crapping ourselves, because we don't know how to deal with this thing. Yeah, this is a really big problem. Okay, right, well, we're gonna have to go into our Greninja first, and we're just gonna have to sack something. He's gonna go straight for the return. And now we are going to have to make a switch out into our Landorus. And then we're going to have to go out to our Heatran. And hopefully it doesn't do too much, because Heatran's our only real way of taking that out. Oh no. Oh no. It's gone badly, guys. It's gone very, very badly. We've got nothing we can hit this thing with. We have gotten rid of that, yeah, sure. But we're in a really tight spot right now, guys. I am going to have to go for the U-turn because it's all I can kind of do. Now he's going to go into his Garchomp. Okay, right. So our only chance here is to hope that, pray that we are faster, first of all. Pray that he forgot to put Quick Attack on his Pinsir. And that we can hit through his resisted... Well, we can hit through with enough damage with a resisted Sucker Punch. Because I don't see any other way that we're going to be able to do this right now. And we've also got to hope that this Garchomp stays asleep for not 1, but 2 turns if we're going to pull this off. So, this might not go well. So, let's go for the second Swords Dance. We actually are going to be able to get off our second Swords Dance. Unfortunately, I've just realized his Garchomp is faster than me, which is disastrous. And we're actually going to be really lucky here, and he stays asleep. So, we are going to get the player up here. A slight bit of rough skin damage. Now, we're going to have to hope that we can just fight through this Mega Pinsir situation. His Trevenant's going to come in, and... Well, what can the Trevenant do to me? Nothing, really. Let's just Mega Horn his ass. And that's going to kill him instantly, so that's fine. And now we're down to this last moment. We have to hope that Sucker Punch could do this. Mega Absol is a powerhouse. I know I've said that a lot, but I don't know if I can do this again, guys. I don't know. Let's Sucker Punch. It's an experiment today on the channel. Oh no, he's Swords Dancing. He knows that we have Sucker Punch. Okay, let's go for the Mega Horn. Oh no. Oh, we did that horribly wrong. Oh no, and now we're stuck in a banded Landorus with our best attacking option being Superpower or Knockoff. This is bad, guys. This is really bad. Does U-turn... does Bug resist Bug? I can't remember. This is really bad, though. And yeah, he might have Roost as well, which is something I didn't think about. 127. I don't... U-turn? 17%? No. No, that didn't end too well. Oh, well, that was horribly confusing. Yeah, GG all the same. That was a good match. I probably should have dealt with that better. It's the fact that my Greninja was paralyzed. It was probably my best counter to this thing. But then again, even he had the Quick Attack. Yeah, I need to keep Ferrothorn alive for this thing. I really do, actually. But then it gets Earthquake. Oh, God. Mega Pinsir, it's a monster. I need... Okay, I think what I can take from this is that you should never shun Stone Edge on Landorus. I think that's what the moral lesson here. Because that was disastrous towards the end. That, honest to God, was. So, that's going to be it for this week's Showdown Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I've had a lot of fun with this team. It's just incredibly offensively based. Yeah, it's just a lot of fun to use. And it's slightly anti-meta as well. I really like it. Normally I would say this is all for the week, but I actually have a very special Sunday Spotlight coming up much later tonight, because when I was actually testing this team, I just so happened to have a random match against Shofu when he was streaming on Showdown, and I saved the replay for it, and I'm going to be uploading that later. He was using an experimental team, and it was an incredibly chaotic match. So, look forward to that later tonight, and I'll see you for now. Goodbye, and thank you for watching.